Okay, absolute value. So what is it? Absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. So absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. And then it says, what does the symbol look like? Because it's not going to just always say, what is absolute value of this? It's going to just give you a symbol. So it's represented by the symbol and then it looks like this. It is two lines that are straight up and down. So they are two straight up and down lines. So in order to do absolute number, the easiest way to originally think about it is in terms of a number line. So you'll get an example that looks something like this. You'll see a straight up and down line. You'll see a number, whether it's a positive number or a negative number, fractions, decimals, doesn't matter. Inside of it, and another straight up and down line. This right here is asking you, what is the absolute value of 4? It's not going to say that. That's why you have to know what the symbol means. So I want to know the absolute value of 4. So here's what I do. Everyone put a point on 4 on your number line. Hopefully everyone put it right here, right? Okay? The definition says it's the distance a number is from 0. So I want to get to what number? 0. So I'm going to count how far away 4 is from 0. How far away is 4 from 0, everyone?
4.
So it is 4 units, which means the absolute value of 4 is 4.
Is it always going to be the same number?
Okay? So let's use the number line up above still, and we're going to look at these two problems right here. It says start at -6. So I'm going to put a dot on -6. And it says move right. How many spaces does it take you to arrive at 0? Everyone do that, but don't say it out loud, please. How many times, guys?
6.
So, what do you think if I were to ask you the absolute value of -6? What would the absolute value of -6 be? It would be what?
6.
I just need the number, guys. What's the number? 6. That's it. Okay, so let's do the next one. It says start at 6. Everyone put a dot on 6. Not right now, Izzy. Then it says move left. Once again, on your paper, write how many spaces does it take to arrive at 0? So everyone, what would the absolute value of 6 be?
6.
It would be 6. So if we go down to the next question, it says, what conclusion or conclusions can you make about absolute value? So everyone think about that for me. What conclusion or conclusions can you make about absolute value based on what we just talked about up above? Alright, somebody tell me something they noticed. What is something that you notice about absolute value? Emily?
Well, like if it's negative 6, it's just going to be 6 but a positive.
Okay, good. Peyton?
You don't have to write the minus number and the plus sign.
Okay, good. Why am I not writing positive or negative signs?
It's always positive.
It's always positive. It is always positive. So here we go. Distance from 0 dealing with positive and negative numbers is always positive. Distance from 0 dealing with positive and negative numbers is always positive. What else do you notice? What do you notice specifically about the number? What about the number? What, guys? It's the same. So no matter what, the number is always going to stay the same. The number's not changing, it's just the positive or the negative part. Okay? So the number always stays the same. The number always stays the same, and it's always positive. The number always stays the same, and it is always positive. Do you guys see why I say now that this is a pretty simple topic, but pretty simple to forget? Okay. So the question is why? Last question on here. Why is absolute value of every number positive? What's the reasoning behind it? Because it's not just because it is. What do you think, Ethan?
Because it always has to add 0 and you couldn't go down to get 0.
Okay, you are definitely on the right track. The key word is in the definition.
Absolute.
If you look at that definition, there is a key word. Absolute value is the distance. Can distance ever be a negative number?
No.
You can't say you walked negative 5 miles, right? That doesn't make any sense. Distance is always positive. Distance is never, ever, ever negative. So that is why absolute value is always positive, because distance is always a positive number. Distance is always a positive number, no matter what. That's something you'll do in science.
Math and science?
Distance is always positive, and it will always be positive. Alright, I want to go through just a few examples. I'm going to go to the next page just to give myself some room. If you have room on that page that you'd like to use, you're more than welcome to. Answer those two questions for me on your paper. Alright guys, what is the absolute value of negative 42, everyone?
42.
And what would the absolute value of 38 be?
38.
That's all it is. Like I said, it's pretty simple to forget, right? Memorize that definition. If you memorize the definition, it'll help you out. What if I make it just one step harder and I give you something like this? What do you think I have to do first? There are multiple things here. Peter, what do you think?
Probably just add 8 and 4.
That's not what I do first. What do I have to do first? McKenna?
You have to, find, like, what, so, 8 is closest to 0, but, 8 times. That,
So, what's that called? What are we working on today?
absolute value.
So I have to find my what first, everyone?
Absolute value.
So I have to find the absolute value of negative 8 first. What's the absolute value of negative 8?
8.
And then I find the absolute value of negative 4. What's the absolute value of negative 4? What?
4.
And what operation does it say to do between the two numbers? So now I would do my 8 plus 4, which is absolute value. We treat them like they are what in terms of PEMDAS? Are they parentheses? Are they exponents? Is it a multiplication sign, a division sign, adding, or subtracting? What do you think? These lines right here, these two straight up and down lines, what do you think they are? They are parentheses. So absolute value is a form of parentheses, which means you will always do absolute value before you do exponents, or multiply, divide, or add and subtract. Okay, let's do one more. Negative 16 and 4. Solve that one for me, please. Alright, everyone, what's the absolute value of negative 16? What was it, everyone?
16.
What's the absolute value of 4?
4.
And am I doing a subtraction or addition?
Subtraction.
So 16 minus 4 is?
12.
Questions?
No.